What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Appreciate you guys for joining. I actually have a few surprises, but I have a surprise guest that's coming in. That's actually going to share something really cool with you guys. I also have my boy Elton. He should be dropping in pretty soon. I got to just text him and let him know that I sent the invite. But I'm pretty excited about this week, man. Pretty excited. Uh, Before we do anything, man, let's see who's out there because I know that it ain't a whole bunch of people out there, but whoever is out there, I really appreciate everything that you guys, say, all the comments, all of the feedback, everything. I really appreciate everything from everybody as it comes to this channel. What's going on, Joseph? How you doing out there, man? Got Joseph out there. Um, it should be a couple of more people in here as of late, but we're gonna really dive into this matchup, man. We're gonna dive into the injury report. We're gonna dive on some of our weaknesses, our strengths, um, and let me know these. Let me let these guys know that the invite. Okay, but before I jump into that, let me jump into the injury report because that's something that is very important. Being that we have a couple of guys out. All right, cool. All right, so that was something that I was looking up before. NFL injury report. I would normally share my screen, but the one thing that I do know is when I share my screen, it kind of slows things up. Um, but let's look at for both teams. So it looks like it says no injuries are reported, but we know that that's not the case. We know that we've had quite a few people that had missed practice. I know that Tyron Smith missed practice again. I know that Trayvon Diggs, I believe, missed practice, and I think that Cheeto Awuzie is out for quite some time. Um, for Seattle, I'm not too familiar with their injuries, but we can look that up. Okay, Seattle Seahawks injuries, and the thing about the Cowboys is maybe the injury report doesn't have to. They don't have to put it out, but with us everything is pretty much out there. So let's see. The Seahawks defensive end Bruce Irvin and Marquise Blair are out for the year after suffering ACL tears on Sunday night. That's a big loss for them. For the Cowboys, a guy like Bruce Irvin who causes a little bit of havoc up front. Um, you know that right there. I'm not gonna say that it's a relief because you never want to see people injured, but I think that that's a big blow to Seattle's defense. Being that I mean, we do have a pretty good offense. Yep, Bruce Irvin and Monte Blair on IR. Yep, appreciate that. If there's anything that anybody else knows as far as injuries go, I do know that. Let's see, Seahawks plays 3 on injured reserve and 2 from practice squad. So, I mean, as far as injuries go, let me take that banner off, man, because I am actually here. So, yes, if you guys are here, I am DMV Cowboys fanatic, formerly known as DMV Dallas Cowboys. If you guys do play a little bit of Madden, you can add me on here. You can add me at DMV underscore fanatic. That's my PS4 tag game right there. Eventually, what I'm going to start doing is probably streaming some of my games. I'm not that great at Madden yet. I mean, I'm still figuring out controls and all of those things like that. Sorry if you guys are hearing a crying baby upstairs. I got a newborn. Well, not a newborn. He's 1 year old. So I got a toddler, and he's walking around here and screaming and doing all of that type of stuff. But what I will say is I am not that great yet, but I'll still stream anyway. And I know that there's people out there who are pretty good, who will find my gamer tag, and they'll try me. So it is what it is. I will say that the one saving grace that I do have with playing Madden is that I have football knowledge. So it's not very. You can beat me. I can be beat, but you're gonna have to think. You're gonna have to play football. So I'm gonna put it in the comment section. I got my boy Elton right here. My boy Elton. So I'm gonna add Elton to the screen right now. Hopefully we can have everything. What's going on, Elton? How you doing, buddy?
Man, I am doing good.
Yeah, man, we jumping into that matchup, bro. I got a special surprise for people out there. I mean, right now it's just me and you, but you know, I got a plug for some good Cowboys or some good paraphernalia out there. So my boy is actually in the apparel business, and he should be jumping on at any time now. But uh, what do you have to say about the injuries right now? Because we know that Trayvon Diggs is nursing some injuries. We know that Tyron Smith obviously is nursing the neck injury. He was out last week. Cheeto is out for a couple weeks. Is there anything else that I'm missing right now?
Not as of right now. We actually know D Law has a minor knee injury, but he didn't practice today because of the birth of his child. So actually we got a that is a more sustainable loss because you could just put Everson Griffin on one side and Alden Smith on the other. Because if you notice late in the game, Dorrance Armstrong was getting a lot of snaps.
Yeah. It's actually funny because when we think about the defensive line, the guys that we thought the guys that we thought would get all the pressure aren't really getting the pressure, but the guys like Tristan Hills and the Dorrance Armstrongs are kind of doing their thing. So, what do you have to say about that?
I think both Everson Griffin and D Law both have admitted they are having problems in the 2 point stance, with which I get because they didn't really have a proper off season to actually get used to it in there. And especially Everson Griffin, he actually came like almost a week and a half and into training camp. So you got to get these guys time to adjust to a new system, man, and actually doing something they've never done. This ain't Madden where you just transition scenes.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think has caused most of the issues with the 2 point stance, opposed to putting your hand down in the dirt?
Probably probably to me that explosion coming off the ball, you actually can look and see they are tentative on what to do.
Yeah, yeah. I would think that you probably standing up. It's probably easier to telegraph what you're going to do, opposed to actually coming out with your hand in the ground. And like you said, the explosion. So if I have explosion out of the first step, your first thought as a tackle is what? Like I gotta get that kick step out there. You know what I'm saying? Like for first and foremost, I gotta beat him. I gotta beat whoever to the spot. And if I don't beat him to the spot, then I'm screwed. Like I gotta win the initial. I gotta win the initial. So with them standing up, like you're saying, there's not as much explosion. So you can you can kind of get that kick. You can kind of beat them to the spot. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I mean, I could definitely. My man PC 76 in the building. What's going on? Um, And so we talked on injuries. I know Seattle has a couple of injuries right now. Is there anything that you know about? Because I kind of touched on them, but a couple guys on IR. But is there anybody that is kind of banged up that looks like they might play that you know of?
They actually saying Tyron was working out, so knock knock, he actually plays. To me, I would like that because you could put Knight at right tackle because I think he's a better tackle than Dan Steele. Me right now, he's the swing tackle whenever Lyle comes back.
Okay. Uh, so With us, we could probably jump into some I guess strengths and weaknesses as far as this game goes. Uh, as far as us, I mean, as far as the Cowboys, what do you think our strengths are going into this matchup with Seattle?
Slot slot receiver, because actually right now Seattle is the worst at defending the slot.
Uh huh.
To me, because I actually put it in my, I actually just finished my pregame video, but actually to me, this should be a big CD Lamb game, or or even Coop in the slot. We actually should attack the slot, and also with them banged up on the D line, also with Bruce Irvin being out, this is a big Zeke game because it's supposed to rain.
Oh, gotcha.
It's
Well,
supposed to rain, and and actually that 2 games in the rain haven't been great. So one of the things I'm hoping we're doing is practicing with a wet ball.
yeah, definitely. And I just threw it out there right now for everybody to go check you out and check out your video. Did you just post it or you're getting
Yeah,
ready to post it?
yeah. I just posted it,
All right,
and
bet. Yeah, everybody go check that out when you get a chance, man. This guy right here is very knowledgeable. I love talking Cowboys football with him. And what I will tell you is, you know what else is a strength for us? Ain't no crowd, right? They ain't have no
yep,
crowd over there, right?
no crap.
No crowd. So as loud as it is in that stadium and as electric as it is, there is no advantage there. So what I will say is that's definitely a strength. I think another strength for us is the fact that I think our offense, once it gets going, is pretty good, and Seattle's defense doesn't seem to be very good. In both games in Atlanta and the Patriots, they put up a lot of points. Um, and I think that we're very capable of putting up a lot of points in any fashion, whether we're running the football or throwing the football. Um, I think that what has become evident in the last 2 weeks is the fact that you cannot stack that box against us anymore. Even regardless of how bad our line is, CD Lamb has been so good for us right now, and you mentioned the slot receiver already. CD Lamb has been so good for us that it makes it damn near impossible for you to put an extra defender in the box, or else you're just gonna get gashed completely. And it's not even. I mean, Amari hasn't been as great off the yards after catch. He hasn't been that great, but CD has definitely made some big chunk plays in these first 2 weeks. Michael Gallup has made some pretty. Michael Gallup has shown, and I didn't even know this. I didn't know that he was a guy that you can kind of throw the ball up to. Coming out, I always saw Michael Gallup as a guy who kind of ran routes and got open that way, but he's kind of turned into what
And
Dez
all around
kind of turned into Dez, if you kind of think about it. Um, and so I think that we're getting something different out of all three of them. CD is giving us the weave in, the crosser, the slot. I think Amar's giving us more of the possession look, and I think that Gallup is giving us more of the bigger stature type of guy. Yeah. And so one thing we can kind of talk about right now. What about the emergence of Dalton Schultz? Because I know you dogged Dalton Schultz, and I was one of the people that dogged him too. So do you have an apology for Mr. Schultz this week?
Oh yeah, I apologized to him Monday, and it was one of the things I put in my video. He's a better blocker than Blake Jarwin, so he brings that in the run game. He's a lot better blocker, and also he actually seems to find the open spot in the defense. He actually did it versus the Rams, but he was just dropping the passes. He knows how to get open. It is one of the things I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's actually funny because somebody said, and I think it was in our Cowboys chat on Facebook, they said that he's becoming. The surprise guest just popped up, but I'm gonna finish this point real fast. He's becoming a poor man's Witten maybe poor man's Witten in his prime, but I think right now he's what Witten was, but he's better, as
Yeah,
in the last couple of years of what Witten was. So as long as he keeps catching the football and he keeps getting first downs and actually making them have to be honest, making defenses have to be honest, then I think he's doing his role. Whatever he did last game, I think was perfect. You know what I mean? So I think that I like to keep seeing that from him. But guys, without any further ado, man, I got my guy Damien. Damien is here, and he has something he wants to show you guys. So this is something that's very exclusive right now for paraphernalia and as it goes. Damien is somebody that I actually met at work, and I actually saw him with what he's about to show you guys, and I thought it was personally, maybe he was in a fraternity or something like that. But when he broke down exactly what his vision was, I was actually feeling it. So I was feeling it enough to where I want to share it with you guys. So here we go, man. Adam, what's going on, Damien? How you doing out there, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, thanks for having me on this evening.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I got my man Elton on, man. Just pretty much tell everybody, man, what you got, uh, like how it pertains to the Dallas Cowboy universe, and pretty much like where they can find your stuff, man.
All right, so let me just go ahead and put that image in front of you right there, right? Okay. All right, so let me just give you a little backdrop, right? My business partner and I, right, we served in the military. We have over 40, actually over 50 years of military service experience, right? And so I would just say this right here. If it wasn't for a Dallas fan, there wouldn't be you count on Bradware,
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah, I know.
You count on Bradware. So my business partner and I from Pittsburgh, and so there was the social currency of sports, right? That you talk about, hey, who's your team, how many championships you got, and things of that nature, right? And so we talk about bragging rights, right, of a true fan, right? And so the mindset of a champion is once you're a champion, you're never thinking yourself of anything less, right? And there is birth you count on Bradware. We are a brand that is exclusive for champions. There's nothing on the market like it. We're very excited about it. Um, our tagline is forced and excellent, earned with titles. See, and the other thing that you realize with the dynamic of sports and how things are changing, right? Players will come and go, but bragging rights are forever. You know,
Absolutely. And as Cowboy fans, we're always talking about those 5 rings,
right?
all of the
Right.
time.
And you see the jersey, right? It depicts that. It has those 5 years.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I wanted to share it with the Cowboys out there, man, because ultimately a lot of us, we like to celebrate the history, the tradition of the Cowboys. And so when he showed me his vision, man, I had to share it with everybody. Can we get a close up on that towel, man? Because I love I know that he's a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, so towels are definitely something that he loves. But he's made it for everybody, and definitely, man, go ahead and get you a brag rag out there. Um, Kind of sucks that I see our last one was 1995, but you know what, man, it's history. Uh, hey, Elton, man, what you think, man?
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, definitely. We got to celebrate tradition. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the tagline out there right now. But so Damien, what types of things do you guys what types of things do you guys have on the market for everybody right now as I throw out your website?
I'm glad you mentioned that, right? Because we're fastly progressing and moving towards different product lines, right? So right now we do have the brag rag rally towel, right? And we call it the official fan force multiplier because
Uh
it's
huh.
something about the fans. It's like like a synergistic collision when the players are on the field and then you have that fan base behind you.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, we also have the jerseys, and those you can get on our website right now.
Okay, definitely. So the jerseys and the brag rags you can get on the website right now.
Get on the website right now. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that I want to do is share with your audience is that we are going to start doing pop-up giveaways.
Okay.
And there's two requirements you have to meet to qualify to receive those pop-up to be entered in to potentially win one of those pop-up giveaways. Okay.
Gotcha.
One, you have to be a customer. And then two, once you're a customer, you have to give us a review because we definitely appreciate feedback as we want to go ahead and improve what we're doing.
Okay, gotcha. So one, you have to be a customer.
Yes.
And second, you got to give a review in order to be eligible for this pop-up giveaway.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, hopefully everybody was able to get that out there, man. Is there anything else that you want everybody that comes across this video to know about your product and where they can find you or anything like that?
Yeah, there's two other products we have in the pipeline right now. And if you go to our website, you will see them on the website. They will be released. The official release will be November the 1st, right? But you can position yourself to get pre-orders in right now.
Okay.
And that is the Draft Fit Performance shirt. And then, I don't want to really show y'all this because it's, Steelers base. We don't have the prototype for Dallas fans, but I have to show it. This is the official, you count them, brag rear hat.
Okay. Yeah, man, you got to get you some Cowboys colors though, man, because we.
Well, what I'm saying, if you go to our website, you can see it. The only thing is, I'm just saying is, you got it live here.
Okay.
Right, where you can actually see.
Definitely. All right, bet. So you got the exclusive stuff coming out. You definitely got the jerseys and the brag wear. So everybody, make sure you shoot over there and get you some. You count them brag wear. All right.
Hey, one last thing before I go, John. I do want to go ahead and say this. We have positioned ourselves as veterans to give back to our veteran community. And
okay.
Just know that $1 at every product that is sold is donated to a veteran organization.
Well, that's great to know because we have a lot of veterans. I believe Elton is a veteran, and we have a lot of veterans within our fan base. So that's definitely something that's great. So everybody, go ahead, go to You Count 'Em Bragwear, UCMbragwear.com. Go ahead and get you some stuff. Not only are you helping out, or not only are you repping our team and you repping our history, but you're also helping some veterans out there in need. So that's definitely a plus, man. And thank you for dropping by, Damien. I appreciate it. And you're always a welcome guest, man. Always.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
All right, take care.
All right, bet. Yeah. So, without any further ado, we're gonna get back into Cowboys talk. But I definitely had to throw out there because my man has been doing this. He's been working hard on that, and I think that it's something that you're looking for custom Cowboys wear or anything, something that's different. Then I think that it's something that it's pretty dope. I'm definitely, as I get off of here, I'm gonna go get me a brag rag, and I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder and talk my trash wherever I go. So let's get back into it, man. So we were talking about, I guess, our offense. Defensively, how do you feel like strength of our defense? Where do you think our strength lies right now?
Honestly, D-line. If they could put the D-line back to rushing how they can, we can bother Russ. I'm not going to sit here and say we're about to stop them because we can bother us because their O line is trash. It is probably worse than ours, but then Russell Superman out there.
He is, but the one thing we've kind of over the years we put a handbook together on how to slow Russell down a little bit. I think that length bothers him, length in his face. I think that you got to make that pocket cloudy, like from the interior, and we have the defensive ends that can kind of stay with him out there athletically, where he's not outrunning them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Even our linebackers are fast enough, both Joe Thomas and Jalen Smith, to where I don't worry about them really eating up our linebackers. But
yeah.
our problem is going to be is that other safety spot is going to be meat.
Woo! You know, I drink and I know things, man. I drink and I know things. And just thinking about that makes me want to go ahead and have a few drinks because we can dive into weaknesses right now. And weaknesses right now is we're going to struggle covering those seam routes that Russell Wilson loves to throw. We're going to struggle. Hell, if I'm thinking right, I remember when we were like, a couple years ago, maybe I think the game was in Seattle. We got Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is gonna come along, and look, Xavier Woods is coming off injury, and damn if Russ ain't beat his ass up the seam with a touchdown pass. You remember that?
Yep.
So yeah, so that's definitely safety is definitely a weakness, and I don't understand why we're not addressing it. From what I understand, the front office wants a certain player. I'm not going to say his name, but everybody knows who it is. The front office wants a certain player, and the coaching staff doesn't. This time, I agree with the front office. I talked trash about the front office. I did a couple days ago. But I think that the front office understands that position we suck at right now. We aren't good at safety. Not good at all. 1 out of 10, for 1 being the weakest and 10 being strongest,
we're about a 2.
We are a 2. We are a 2 at safety right now. And I think that is the position that's really holding us back. A lot of times you look at the corners and they're giving up inside leverage or whatever. They're not really giving up inside leverage like you think they are. They're expecting help.
And
they're expecting help, and it's not there.
Because if you look at the first 2 weeks, you actually can't really say Cheeto and Trayvon has been getting beat.
No.
Jordan Lewis got cooked last week.
Oh, yeah, he got his ass cooked. He got his ass.
Jordan Lewis got cooked last week, but
bruh, I've never seen
safeties are getting killed.
Hey, yo, I've never seen a 10-yard route get 10-yard separation.
Calvin Ridley was there.
Yo, Jordan Lewis was at the W, and Calvin Ridley was at the S. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
So you already know what Tyler Lockett's doing this week.
Ooh. Man. Yeah, I think we could be okay with DK Metcalf. I think that if we could do a pretty good job against Julio, I think against DK, we'll match up a little bit. No, damn, Cheeto's out.
Exactly.
Damn. And
Lord forbid Trayvon's out. I'm almost gonna hope for one of them storms we actually had in New England to then make it.
Bro. We're gonna have to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find a way to stabilize and capitalize on long drives, because or it's either that or we're gonna have to score a lot of points and hope we get the ball last again. Because on that back end, I just don't see anything that we can do with Seattle, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Me
I'm throwing my hands up. I don't see anything we can do on the back end.
We aren't the guys who are gonna tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, Russell's gonna tear our ass up.
That's really the only weakness that I can see. Really, is that like Russell Wilson's gonna throw for like
400 yards.
Yeah, definitely. Tim Hargrave says our defensive line has to pick up big time, and that will help on the secondary. And while I agree with that, this isn't necessarily the game. Russell isn't a guy you can pressure. You can't really rattle him. You can't really pressure him like that. The one thing you can do to him is you can bother him because he's shorter. So you can bother him with, getting hands up or, making him have to run around in circles. And, like those are the types of things. Yes, he can extend plays. But when he's running around in circles and doing all that type of stuff, like a couple of years ago when D-Law sacked him for like a 20-something yard loss. And in that playoff game, we did a pretty good job against him for a certain aspect of it. But understand this. You're not going to shut him down for a whole game.
Not going to happen.
You can get him for portions of the game, but there's going to be a part in the game where he just completely has a rhythm.
This is the game you actually need a smart linebacker like Sean Lee playing.
And even in that, Sean Lee has had his struggles against Seattle. All I picture in my head is when Sean Lee got his ass lit up.
All right, go the way.
So even he has had his struggles against Seattle, but you do need that type of guy for this type of game. But I'm not going to say that our linebackers are the weak point. I think that our linebackers have played pretty good in the 2 weeks that they played. I don't think that
we actually can't play certain styles of offense. Sort of like the Rams' offense, our linebackers will never be good first half.
And it's because they give you about 3 or 4 different things you got to look for. You can never really like the linebackers. The read step the run is supposed to be run first. When they're giving you about 3 or 4 things to look at, you actually have to really diagnose what they're going to do. And honestly, I never see any teams really have any linebacker success against the Rams.
No,
you have to beat them up front. Your front has to be so good that it just disrupts everything that they do. So I'm with you on that, and I think that the linebackers did about as good as they could do. In both games, we played against the run pretty well. I think we played against the run pretty good. I think the linebackers did their job. Actually, Xavier Woods did pretty good in run stopping. So I'm not really worried about Seattle running the ball against us like that. I'm really not. Unless it's Russell Wilson.
Hell, I almost rather them have a good running game than a damn passing game. I can deal with that. Because Russell's throwing bombs all day.
Oh my God. Tim Hargrave says we have to spy on Russell all game long. That's just it. You can't give him the same looks. He's just that good. Russell, pound for pound, is the best quarterback in the league. Pound for pound is the best quarterback in the league. I mean, he doesn't have the talent that Mahomes has or maybe that Lamar Jackson has, but he got something else. He just got something else. He got it, Like, he can't throw the ball the best. He doesn't necessarily have the greatest mechanics or anything. It's just like I'll explain it like this because we're Cowboys. Russell Wilson is the Emmitt Smith of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He's the Emmitt Smith of quarterbacks. It wins games. He's going to have his guys in every game. The only time they really, really struggle is in their division. Guys, I see him twice a year. We don't see him twice a year unless we play him in the playoffs. But good news is,
we always, because I think it's
we play him tough.
Yeah,
We play him tough.
because his rookie year was probably the only game they actually really pulled away from us. Because even with bum ass Matt Damn Castle, we actually probably should have won that game.
Yeah, we probably should have won that game. But, it is what it is. And I think that the way that Dak is playing right now, if we can sustain that early, if he can play, I think if Dak can have a fast start, because we tend to have slow starts against Seattle. Even in the playoff win, I think we started off slow.
To me, here's my thing. Kellen can't bring his road playbook on the road this time. He need to bring his home playbook.
Yes, there's definitely a difference. But what I will say is I think that we got to find a way to establish Zeke in this game early.
Because Seattle didn't stop Zeke yet.
No, they haven't. And
this is a worst defense. Really?
Yeah, this is probably, if there was a game that I think Zeke has a breakout game, it's probably this one. And let's talk about that. Zeke is probably in the best shape in week 3 that I've ever seen him in.
This is the best he's looked through week 3. Even in 2016.
Yeah, I agree. This is the best that, like, going into it, that I've seen him look. Zeke is actually he's shifty. He's still not taking. He's running guys over. He's just as strong. He just looks faster. He looks thinner.
Him and Jamal Adams are gonna have some collisions.
Well, you know what? I got my money on Zeke, man.
Me too.
I got my money on Zeke. It's not just last week where I see him trucking the DB. For the most part, I don't see people, and I'm going to knock on wood, I don't see people get the best of Zeke.
No, I've never really seen Zeke running the ball get a kill shot.
And I don't see him duck wreck either. It's kind of weird because he doesn't, it seems like he doesn't get hit, but he's not ducking wreck at the same time. You know what that means? That means the defenders aren't trying to hit him. That's what it means.
Him and Derrick Henry are the two backs you don't want to see in the third and fourth quarter.
Not at all. I mean, I'm not saying it's just. Hold on, Joseph Sandberg made a very good point. He says Zeke's patience was spot on, and he does seem like he's seeing the field a little bit better. I don't know if maybe it's just maybe it's the offense. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just the difference in the blocking scheme. Maybe it's the difference in the running back coach, because it seems like Zeke has more freedom. Remember, we were always begging for Zeke to bend that thing, to bend the zone back the other way, and he just wouldn't. He just didn't seem to do it. Maybe he's getting different coaching points. He got Skip Pete, right?
Yep. And if you look at it, Zeke is doing this with no Tyron Smith, no Lyle Collins. So imagine October and November when they fully get going.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Tim Hargrave says that Zeke will run Adams over all day long. Let's talk about Jamal Adams. Does he scare you coming into this week?
Yeah, Jamal Adams is looking like the best defensive player in the league right now.
Look, and it's sad because it's like he's on such a trash ass defense that it's being overshadowed by how good he's playing. And so you made a comment about him, and I want to see if you can reiterate that to everybody else about Jamal Adams.
Which one?
About the picks.
Looking at Jamal Adams these first 2 games, I exactly would have gave up what Seattle did for him. Because he has terrorized both the Falcons and the Patriots. He is literally their best pass rusher as their strong safety, and he's been great in coverage. I would absolutely give up the 2 first rounders and the second rounders If you asked me that in July when the trade was made, I'm like, hell no. Looking at it on the field, yes. I would have been yes. And I think right now, Jerry and them looking like, yeah, we should have gave them picks up. If you put Jamal Adams on this defense, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I think that our defense is just a player short, and it's that other safety position. I think on third downs that we're struggling. I think that that's the position that we're missing. We're missing that. I don't know if it's the organization. I don't know if it's the coaching staff that just believes that we don't need that, but
They go there and find out this week. To me, I've always been the guy of Jerry. Don't meddle. Jerry, you may have to override the head coach this time.
Joseph Sandberg said, I just seen Edelman toast Adams. And see, it's actually crazy that you say that because he beat him. I don't think he toasted him. I think he made a hell of a play. Adams is right there. He made a hell of a play. As Edelman always does. He always makes those type of plays. I mean, dude, like that was probably one of the greatest catches in NFL history that he made in that game on him, and he still got tackled. Didn't get no yak. I mean, obviously, he wouldn't get no yak after diving for the ball, but it still was a bang bang. It still was bang bang. Can you say that about our safeties right now?
No, that was probably a touchdown versus us.
He probably would have caught it. He probably would have dove, caught it, somersaulted, got up, and scored a touchdown. That's how bad our safety play has been right now. Okay, Tim Hargrave says we will find this weekend how much Adams is worth. I already know. I honestly think we should stay away from his ass. I think we should game plan around him, is what I think. Because it only makes sense. It doesn't make sense to go in. It doesn't make sense to play to their strength. Because they have so many other weaknesses.
Because he is averaging a sack a game as a safety.
I don't want him. I honestly don't want him to touch that at all. I don't want him to touch that at all. Obviously, we don't want our quarterback to get sacked, but I definitely don't want him hitting that. Definitely don't want that happening. Let's say Kathy Green says, at first I felt like Elton, but now I said we should have got him. Yeah, Kathy, and thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to the channel. I mean, I don't know if he's the answer. I don't know if Earl's the answer. But what the hell we got right now is definitely not the answer. It is definitely not the answer.
You can go get Eric Reed for all I care, but Jesus.
I'll be honest with y'all. I only needed to see a quarter to know that this was bullshit.
Only when you took that. When the Rams just moved up, and I said, oh, God, here we go.
I only needed to see a quarter to know that at the safety position, it just wasn't good enough. I knew it. We don't have what I've been crying for years. What I've been begging for is for us to invest in that position to where it's somebody that can actually diagnose a play. They're not in reactionary mode all the time. They're not still in their back pedal while the quarterback's throwing the ball, still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I need somebody to be in the spot. I need to know that my safety knows the crossing route is coming and he's going to be right there. I need that. We don't have that. I think X Woods is kind of like that in the run game.
And the bad part is we actually got two good safeties coming out who actually will probably be first-round picks. But guess what? Probably offensive line is going to be pushed to the front of the line again.
Has to be. So, I mean, unless at the trade deadline we decide to get aggressive, which we could, and go and get a safety and decide, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and get a young safety and give up a first-round pick. I just don't but we can't give up a first-round pick. We got to tackle. that misses 3 games a year, and we got another tackle that's not in shape, and we don't know if he's good, and we don't know if it's a hip injury or if he's not in shape, and we don't know if he's going to come back the same. So, line is definitely an issue now.
Linebacker, we damn got a linebacker who
we
stay healthy.
Yeah, we need a linebacker now. We definitely need a linebacker now. I mean, I like Joe Thomas a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not starting Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas is a depth guy. That's what he is. He stepped in. He had 12 tackles last week. Don't get me wrong, but he's a depth guy. But he's not who I'm leading with in my linebacking core.
Even our D coordinator said next man up sounds good, but it's a reason why they aren't starting.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with COVID and not really being able to understand schemes and stuff like that. But with that being said, because of COVID and not being able to, add all of the things that you want to, and things maybe a little bit more vanilla, isn't that more of a reason to go out and get some veterans, some veterans at the safety position? There's a guy out there that's more than comfortable at that position, who's more than capable of doing the job and doing it well. But we know why he's not going to get signed here. But we got Eric Reed. Eric Reed's out there.
Give me Eric Reed. I'm going to get about Earl Thomas. Like, okay, he isn't as good as Earl Thomas, but he's a lot better than Darian Thompson.
Yeah. I mean, and you guys say that, okay, these guys can express themselves the way that they want to express themselves. Prove it. Why is he still out there? Eric Reed. Or Logan. What about Logan?
No, I mean, Logan's in New York now. He's in New York.
Yeah, my bad. He's in New York. But he was out there. What about, damn it, I'll even beg him to come back. Call Ha-Ha's ass back up.
Yeah, because there's no way Ha-Ha could have been doing that bad.
There's no way Ha-Ha was that bad. There's no effing way Ha-Ha was that bad. There's no way. This is what happened. They have a pet cat. Somebody in the room, maybe Will McClay, maybe Steven, they fell in love with this Darian Thompson kid. And this is the guy that they want to see succeed. But this is how I feel. If you really want him to succeed, if you really want him to become an NFL player, put him behind somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Because if you think about it, over the years, we've had quite a bit of safeties that just aren't good enough. And these are the guys that they've learned after.
Jeff Heath.
Yeah. I would take Jeff Heath in a heartbeat right now.
Yeah.
Sounds bad. I would take Jeff Heath right now over what the hell we have. I wasn't one that necessarily, I didn't want to see Jeff Heath go. I just wanted them to bring somebody in that was better and have Jeff Heath as depth. Because I knew Jeff Heath is better than what the hell we got right now. Yes, I knew that.
Heath would definitely be doing better than, because when damn Hayden Hurst scored that touchdown, that is all safety.
Absolutely. Got caught in the wash. What are you doing? You really could, I mean, I get it. They put in plays like that for a reason. But y'all really, nobody really saw the tight end scrape across. I mean, that's something that's supposed to work like that in high school. That's not supposed to work like that in a pro game.
You are never supposed to see a tight end running butt ass naked open.
Not like that. Like our team, like when I coach, we have a play like that. We call it scrape. And it don't even work like that for us. But I mean, let's talk about Seattle's strengths. So obviously it's Russell Wilson. I think that their receiving core is much better now. I think that Chris Carson catching the ball out of the back. I think Chris Carson is a wild card. I think that he's somebody that you don't expect to do that well, but he ends up with a number. You know, he kind of reminds me of. He kind of reminds me of Robert Smith for Vikings. He's kinda tall, kinda slim. Nothing real special about him. He's overshadowed by everything else. Like you wouldn't, if I was going into it, I wouldn't say, "Hey, we got to worry about Chris Carson." But he somehow
ends up with 100 yards.
Yes, and you don't know how, and it won't be any big. It won't be a big run. It won't be like a 40-yard touchdown or 60-yard touchdown. It'll just be him getting 100 yards, and you wondering how the hell he got 100 yards. How the hell he got 6 catches for 32 yards too, and he got 2 total touchdowns. That's just what he does. He puts his hard hat on. He's not necessarily anybody that you say, oh, he's gonna wear us down for 4. He's not very physical. I just can't put my finger on what it is about Chris Carson. I just think that he's very dependable.
He's almost like Alfred Morris like that a little bit.
Yeah. He goes to work, so you got to respect him there. They got Greg Olsen. I'm not going to – no, I am worried. I'm worried because who's guarding him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Greg Olsen going to do his work? Right up that goddamn seam. So I am worried about Greg Olsen. I am. With the guys they got on the outside and with our corners in shambles right now, the way that it is, I'm definitely worried about Greg Olsen.
You actually know who they need to give a shout out there in the secondary? Give me Donovan Wilson and Dan Reggie Robinson. Guys who play the ball.
Yeah. Is Donovan Wilson that bad? No. He can't play. Is he that bad that he can't? I mean, from what I've seen, I think Donovan Wilson is better.
Me too.
I think he's better than Thompson. We keep going back to this point, but it's such a vital point because it's definitely what's holding us back right now.
Because these next 2 games versus Seattle and then Cleveland, we can get tore up in the seams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry. Damn it, man. Bro.
Austin Hooper.
Bro, I'm about to call Mike McCarthy right now and cuss him out. Like, bro, get us a damn safety.
We already got one. Hey, if you don't cut that shit out, I ain't about to send Earl Thomas to the damn start, man. Go up there and talk. Man, go up there now.
Yo, whose son-in-law is Darian Thompson? Gotta be somebody's son-in-law, bro. You know how Doc Rivers would always find a way to get his son, and then he would play him or something like that. It would always make it seem like it was like over somebody he earned the time. Like he got to be like Will McClay's, like he got to be his stepson or his son-in-law or something, bro. Gotta be. He got to be Al Harris's distant cousin or something. Gotta be, bro. Because
the one thing I actually am noticing, our corners on the outside is playing the ball better.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving up catches, but I'm also seeing contested. I'm seeing it more contested, and I'm also seeing pass breakups. And even in the times that they're getting roasted, like a Diggs got roasted a couple of times actually. And he made plays on the ball, or he at least tackled the guy and made them drop it. Julio beat the hell out of him off the line on that Wildcat play. And I think it was Gage who threw it. Couldn't have thrown a better football. That was the best football we saw all day from both quarterbacks. That was the best football we saw all day.
I don't even because you know what I said on that play. I'm like, all right, they is about to run it. Then they gonna go for it on 4th down. He damn caught Trayvon with his pants down. Well, you already know you are not expecting that. You're like, oh my God. You see him in that Wildcat, they are not throwing the ball. And then he caught him peeking.
That was one of my knocks against Trayvon anyway, was the fact that he gets beat off the line like that. That was one of my knocks. He does have catch-up speed. He does. And he does make plays on the ball. He was beat on the post. I don't know if it was a post or a seam in the game where he should have made the pick. He was beat on that play. And he somehow got his hands on the football. But I think it's coming. Maybe Trayvon, because maybe Trayvon's like a Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters gets his ass roasted, but he gets his
But
hands on enough
that,
footballs. He gets his hands on enough footballs that he's relevant and he's one of the better corners in the league. So maybe Trayvon is like a Marcus Peters, and
give me Marcus Peters any
I
day.
would take Marcus Peters in a heartbeat.
Give me Marcus Peters any day.
All right, so let me look at a couple of comments, man. Kathy Green says that the offensive line for Seattle is better than last year, and they're giving Russell time to do his thing. I actually think the receivers are better in Seattle, and I don't think that the line is much better. I think the receivers are better, and with the receivers being better, he's able to get the ball out a little quicker, and he's able to do it more confident. You know, there's a such thing as having confidence in the guys you're throwing the ball to, and it makes a difference at quarterback. Look at our quarterback, for example. Our quarterback, we gave him some receivers. He looks way more comfortable throwing the ball. Looks way more comfortable. He's actually anticipating routes. He's doing all of those type of things, and they're actually making plays for him, even the balls that he's throwing that may be a little too high or maybe a little too low. They're making plays for him. Amari made a hell of a play.
Every quarterback does.
Yeah, absolutely. But we hadn't had that though. I mean, we hadn't had that until Amari came. We hadn't had receivers make those type of plays for him. Him and Dez weren't in sync. Cole Beasley, for some odd reason, well, he's short, but I mean, we only had him doing 2 routes.
It's amazing. He gets to Buffalo. You're like, shit. He actually can do more than 2 routes.
Jason Witten can't turn around to wipe his own ass, let alone catch a football that's not in his chest. So, and I don't mean to diss a Hall of Famer. I love Jason Witten to death. I'm just talking about old ass Jason Witten. Old ass Jason Witten. If you're not hitting him in the 8-2, he was not catching that football. It just is what it is. And I mean, so the guys he got now with CD, Michael Gallup developing, and then Amari. I'm still not sure that Amari is Amari yet. Does he look a little stiff to you?
You actually tell his foot's hurting because he's not coming out of breaks. It's unclean.
Yeah, like we often talk about how great Amari was or is at running routes, and I don't necessarily see that right now. It looks like something's off. He's still getting 10 catches, 6 catches, 400 yards. He's still balling. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the Amari that we saw in the Washington and Philadelphia games in the first year with us, where he put up like 200 yards, that's not the guy. That's not the guy that we're seeing right now.
Through actually 2 games, he's more consistent though.
He is though. I mean, he still got gator arms. He still got a couple drops, but it's give and take. I'd rather him drop the balls that he dropped in that game than have him not make that one-handed play that he made. I can live with those drops if he gives me that, because that play right there was a pivotal play in the game. It was a pivotal play. So
people put that throw on Dak, but Mari wasn't as fast as we are used to seeing him, because regular Mari catches it in the breadbasket and goes to the house.
Yeah, it's something off. I don't know what it is. Maybe he has something. Maybe he re-aggravated the injury. Maybe he tweaked something. But he doesn't look the same. But he's still productive. So, but I'll take production. I'll take production because we don't need him to be that right now. We got CD. CD can be that for us right now. That's why we drafted him. So I'm okay with that. Let's see. Seattle, like their defense really. I don't necessarily believe in this game like they've had in the past. I don't think they have an advantage over us in special teams. I don't think our special teams is bad. I think our special teams looks good, other than the bonehead decisions that we've been making.
And you actually know what? The first decision wasn't bad. It was because if it's a better throw, it is completed. Now, that damn second one, I don't know what the hell they was doing.
Well, I still think the guy should have caught the ball. He fell down. He fell down trying. It's kind of weird. It's like he slipped when he fell down. He didn't fall down. He tried to get down to catch the ball, but he slipped.
To me, on that play, it is where you put a Noah Brown out there. Because he's a gunner anyway. That is who you throw the ball to, not no damn Darian Thompson.
Yeah, Noah Brown would have definitely made that play. Definitely. Darian Thompson.
Then they damn run his ass up the middle. I'm like, what?
Hey, that was the best defensive play Darian Thompson had made in 2K. Hey, that's how a DB's supposed to play the ball. How he played it on that fake punt. But hey, I'm not gonna be a Darian Thompson hater. I'm not gonna do it. It was just a little joke. Because I'm seeing a lot of Cowboys being sensitive right now to things. I've seen Everson Griffin going back and forth with who was it? Yeah, with Jeff Kavanaugh. Even though I agreed with Kavanaugh, I agreed with him, and evidently Everson Griffin agreed with him too, because if he felt like he was playing good in those two games, he wouldn't be putting his hand back in the dirt. So my thing is, things like that, we just gotta win. Let that roll off your shoulder, man. You know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he's not used to wearing a star. Everything you do is gonna be critiqued, bro. That's what you signed up for. As much as I hate it, look, I drink and I know things, and that's one thing that I know. That's one thing that I know.
And if anybody knows it, it's our quarterback.
Absolutely. Let's see. They first punt, they had Cedric Wilson on the other side. Why are we not throwing the ball to Cedric Wilson?
I'm like, come on.
They must have saw something that they said they're not covering Darian Thompson. That's the only thing that I could. And they were right. They were right.
Neither was I. Okay, throw it to him.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Nah. But no, in all reality, like just punt the damn ball. I talked about it on my Monday show. I think that we're being too aggressive trying to not be Jason Garrett. You know what I mean? Like, just let it come within the flow of the game. If it's I don't know, if we're on the goal line of a game that is, I don't know, we're down 4 or something like that, and we need a touchdown, and maybe it's the third quarter or something like that, and you feel like we need this touchdown right now to kind of, I'm okay with aggression like that. I'm all right with that. Things that fit within the flow of the game. But when you try and force aggression, that's where you can kind of end up with your defense on the damn 30-yard line. Like it looked like they playing Madden out there.
and actually, to me, I was good with them going for it on fourth and 5, but please let Dak do it instead of running up the gut with damn Darian Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like yeah. And PC76 says we need that aggressiveness after 10 years. Give me anything. There is a such thing as aggression that you put like you said. If we're gonna go for it there, then all right, put Dak on the field. Then put Dak on the field. If we're gonna do it that way, in the Rams game, I wasn't a fan of that 4th and 2. I wanted to kick the field goal there because we had no reason to really go for it. I mean, we had just gained momentum back. We have a good kicker. If we had bum ass, what was the kicker's name last?
Brett Maher.
We had bum ass Maher. If we had bum ass Maher, yeah. I'm faking punts and I'm faking kicks. I'm doing all that shit because he missed 10 kicks. We got Greg the Leg, man. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, James? You know what I'm saying? If we had bum-ass Maher, I'm doing that stuff. I get it. You don't got that no more, bro. You don't got that no more. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, James? You know what I'm saying? If we had bum-ass Maher, I'm doing that stuff. I get it. You don't got that no more, bro. You don't got that no more. Go ahead. You don't got that no more, bro. You don't got that no more, bro. You don't got that no more. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. We do need the aggressiveness.
To me, I
And
don't mind it. It isn't working right now, but I think eventually some of it will. You actually gonna have to take the good with the bad.
yeah,
If damn you want aggressiveness, you gonna have to know sometimes it ain't gonna work.
yeah, yeah. But with that being said, though, Elton, I'm not trying to get on the ball on my own 30.
No, no,
Yeah,
I don't want that type of aggressiveness.
if we're at midfield or maybe we're at their 40 or something like that, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not like, but yeah, bro, like yo, like you literally just gave them a field goal. You literally gave them a field goal. Like that's too aggressive. Like I wouldn't have said it was too aggressive, and we did it twice though. We fake punched twice, like twice, bro. One, I could be like, we miscalculated it. It was a good look, but I could appreciate the aggressiveness.
We actually got the look we wanted. The damn pass and the catch wasn't great.
But that second one
was
that was garbage.
I'm like, Mike, come on, what the fuck?
4th and 5, and we running up the gut. I don't know.
With a damn safety.
They must have saw something. They must have saw something in the tape that they thought they could exploit, and we just didn't carry it out. We just didn't carry it out the way that they thought. But again, guys, I don't want you guys to think that I'm against aggressiveness. I just think there's a such thing as being too aggressive. Like you can go after somebody at a bar. You can go after a woman at a bar, and you can go hit on her. You can be aggressive without being too aggressive. And I don't want to, I'm not going to go down that line because that's talking about something different. But in a football game, there's a such thing as being too aggressive as well. There's a such thing as being too aggressive, and going for it on your own 30 in a game that you're already getting your ass busting. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already getting bust. You're already getting destroyed. We already turned the ball over 3 times. We already turned it over 3 times, and you're gonna put them right back in a position to where they can score again. Like that's a little too aggressive for me. But like you said, it'll start working, and I think that they're still working out kinks because they didn't have the opportunity to try this aggressiveness in the preseason games like they normally would. So, maybe they're still working out things, but understand this, guys. We're on the verge of going 0-2, which 0-2 is damn near impossible to turn around a playoff season. Can't go
0-2. The damn only reason why 0-2 wouldn't have been too bad is our division is trash.
Well, it would have been too bad because we had Seattle coming up.
Yeah. But even with that, even if we lost odds off, we only would have been a game out of first place. We'd have been okay. Any other division, it's over. The NFC East,
Yeah, and Joseph Sandberg says, in other words, what we were talking about is respectable risk. Yes, that's a perfect way to put it. Respectable risk. Yes, it's got to be within the flow of the game. I've been around football for a long time, and that those things come within the flows of game. Like, tell me, like sometimes when teams go for it on 4th down, that you don't think like, oh damn, they're gonna get this because they got the energy flowing. Like it just makes sense. They're gonna get this. Hell, it happened to us in the game. Atlanta had some respectable risk. In all honesty, Atlanta, they choked on special teams for that onside kick. But that was probably the only play in the game that I felt that they lost it. Everything else, I felt like we earned. I felt like we scratched, and I felt like we clawed. I don't think that they really left too much on the field for us to say that we lost it, that they lost the game more than we won it. I think we took it, honestly.
Because if you really look at it, honestly, they only drove the field on us 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Everything else we gave them.
Yeah. So I think it was more of us giving them the game than it was them winning. I don't think that they really earned those turns. Well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna say that because Homeboy was coming in there and he punched the hell out of that ball out of Schultz's hand. He punched the hell out of that ball. That was an earned turnover. But I'll say this though, because we've been on for quite a bit of long time.
Yeah.
We cannot we can't make the same mistakes. We can't make the same mistakes that we have to clean up the mistakes that we made against the Rams and against Atlanta if we want a shot in hell at this game. Because this is a very good football team that we're playing. I don't think that obviously we're not favored to win, but it's a winnable game. I think it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game.
Better team than them, personally, if you ask me. Player to player, Russ.
Player to player, I think so, but they can exploit a weakness in our game that we can't stop at the safety spot.
Yeah.
So I think top to bottom, we do have a better roster. But I think that, sometimes teams just match up with you and they're a bad matchup. And I think that they're a bad matchup for our defense right now. But we'll see, though. I've seen where I thought that we would get toasted, and we didn't. I thought Tom Brady would toast our defense last year, and he really didn't. So,
we actually never got beat by a good quarterback last year. We always let them trash quarterbacks cook us.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, man, I'm gonna end on that note, man. So actually, let's end on predictions. What do you predict to happen this game?
In my heart, actually sees edging the game out at the end, but in my head, I damn got Seattle winning close.
Yeah, I think that as much as I say how bad our defense is, this is probably going to be their best game. Watch it be their best game. We've been talking so much trash. But
this will be the 17-14 game.
Yeah. And I think we'll have a shot. I think we'll have a shot to win it again at the end. But it's going to come down to we had opportunities in the game that we didn't take advantage of. And they did. And I could see Seattle winning a close game, maybe like 17-13 or something like that, where we got to have a touchdown to win. And maybe we don't. We don't get it. And then, Dak is going to be back in the shit house with everybody else.
Yep.
But yeah, let me answer this question. Prince Jackson, yes, I do know Mark and Foots. They my boys. I'll be at Mark's house this weekend. I was at Mark's house. I did the game. I was over at Mark's house and I was doing the game over there. So I had the backwards hat on with the Zeke mask. That was me. And I mean, that's pretty much all I got, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We had a outstanding audience, man. Hopefully we can keep this up, man. Last year we did Wednesdays. I think it's pretty good to do Wednesdays for us. How does Wednesdays work out for you?
Oh yeah, Wednesdays are great for me.
All right, cool. Well, I see a lot of people who are picking us to win, and I hope so too. I hope we win. For just because I predicted Seattle to win, don't take that to heart. Because I do think that if we play them again, if we play them for when it matters, if we play them in the playoffs, I think we beat their ass. I just think that right now we haven't made the moves necessary to make us a complete team. And you don't want to be a complete team right now in September anyway. So I think that we're still trying to find – they kind of have a system in place already. We're still trying to figure out what it is that we're doing. And I think that once we do figure out what we're doing, I think that we're going to be a tough out. I think we're going to be a tough team to beat. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Elton, again, everybody go over to his channel. He just put out a video. Let me go ahead and put your plug in. Check out Elton Costin, just like it's spelled right there. Type it into YouTube if you're not already subscribing to him right now. Make sure that you are subscribe to him. He puts out very good videos. He put together a preview of this as well. If you guys want to go check that out, and also my guy Damien was on here earlier. Make sure you go ahead and get some championship Cowboys gear at ucmbragwear.com. Go ahead and check that out. He got brag rags, jerseys, all of that stuff to celebrate our 5 championships. Hopefully, our 6th will be coming, and hopefully, they don't have to do a new shipment after this year. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's all love, and you guys will see me at Mark's house this Sunday. All right, guys. Peace out.
Mhm.